is the Village Inn. And, oh, no, I can't stop it doing that. I'm back in the kitchen. Does it just not like my kitchen? Anyway, the AQA, which I cannot put a link to on without doing all sorts of monetizing, says it's a comic swipe at commercialism. What's that word? And modernity. A comic swipe at commercialism and modernity. They also said I think it's them rather than me, glib voice. So again, make sure you're happy with this word glib. I love it myself. And then what's this say here? I'm reading it through my phone. I'm going to actually look over the phone. Oh yeah, a normal narrator, the common man, which is obviously a sexist phrase in itself because it means the common person. But seeing as he is a man, you kind of get away with it. So he's just like an everyman, just what the ordinary person would think, this narrator. What does the poem mean? Oh, there's the meaning. I found a meaning, thank goodness. Why didn't Betjeman, he'd have saved us all a lot of trouble if he'd just written that. Anyway, commercial treatment of the past, i.e. making a profit from a sanitized version of it, not the real past, but a kind of cleaned up past. So turning that into money is A, ruining present day England. So our country looks really ugly with all these sort of fake past things. And it's also lying about or be making us forget what the real past was like, sort of changing our heritage, changing our past just to make more money out of it. So ruining today and actually ruining the past by making it nicer. And the methods, there they are, that I'll go on about. And there's only 4, but they're huge. So you can always go on about titles. You can always go on about, you can often go on about narrators. The contrast between, you can nearly always get a contrast as well. The narrator's memories contrasted to the brewer's marketing memories, sort of the way they've claimed the past was compared to what the narrator actually, everyone, sorry about that, remembers. And quoting the marketing booklet and the marketing people, the brewer's PRO, and exaggerating and ridiculing what they've got to say. So a beautiful, what do you call it? I don't know, whatever. Insert your own transition there. So you can't get much about this on Google. I've written at the top of the page. So the bits I've put, you should already have. The bits that I've put in boxes are not said by the narrator. They are said by the marketing people or their brochure. And this is what Betjeman is ridiculing, not what he thinks, that's what he's ridiculing. I'm only making a meal of that because I've marked some essays on it. This is him ridiculing. Oh no, should I talk about the title first? The Village Inn. So even the word inn rather than pub, it sounds very olden days. It's I wouldn't say antique, it's an older word. We don't use it anymore. Free from sin. Already lie. People getting drunk. Already sanitizing the past. Ridiculing what they said. It's an ironic line. It's just not true. And in a way, this is an ironic narrator because the brewers think that they can get away with this, the marketing company, but Betjeman is ridiculing it. Okay. True centre of rural life. Hodge. I can't remember what we agreed, like Farmer Brown or something. It just means kind of rural peasanty type. Sits down beside his wife and talks of Marx and nuclear fission. Unlikely. With all a rustic's intuition. So a rustic is a kind of rural hillbilly sort of person, and intuition, they know a lot about it. So that these pubs were full of people discussing really important things, really intelligently, despite their poor education. Really, that's an exaggeration, and Betjeman's saying, oh, it wasn't true. More than church or school or hall, the village inn's the heart of all. So that's him reading from this phrase that we don't use anymore. I just think we say PR or marketing department. So So spake, which is in itself him using an old word for spoke, um, to join in with this sort of fake past thing. Sorry about this. Is terrible today. I thought it was something. It's definitely something to do with the light. I'm not moving. A man who really ought to know, for he's paid for saying so. And so he looks at he's given a booklet which he looks at it, and this is what he says about it. Public houses are more modern than the English cut, very modern, very English, and nearly as old. So Weald and Wells are old English words for world and wood. I never quite remember which way round. And these pubs are run for love, not for gold. And never in the history of running an inn has it been run for anything other than money. So this is a ridiculously rose-tinted spectacles view of the past, that these beautiful old inns, people just loved running them. That's what they did because they just loved it. No, they did it for money. But this is Betjeman saying that by quoting the opposite in the PRO booklet. I hope you can write that. Have a go at explaining it, because you need to get that practiced off about the place. So ancient clean and how irony works. Okay, so then Betjeman's thinking, hang on, I never really liked them. And it made me feel really guilty. Hang on a minute, they were really good and I never really liked them. Didn't really like beer. You couldn't ever buy wines in old pubs. Couldn't really buy wine in England until about, in pubs or anything, late 70s, early 80s, and then it was dreadful. Not that I was old enough, I'll have you know. I felt very bad. They were boring, and the people in them were boring. Village boors would go and sit in them rather than be at home. And that's my memory of it. He's saying that's my memory, not this or this. My memory is this. And then I thought, I must be wrong. So he goes to have a look himself at a pub. And this is him, the very honest, straightforward, everyman character. Then I thought I must be wrong, so I rose and went along. So to that old village, so here we've got a beautiful contrast. It's an old village alehouse. The last thing an old village alehouse would have is neon lights. And just trust me, this kind of conservative, with a small c, preservationist, trying to have an authentic past, would never go anywhere near a neon light. That's for burger bars in shopping centres. So anyway, that's just me. That was me. I added that bit about neon lights. But it's obviously old village alehouse and neon lights. He's put them together to kind of ridicule the idea that they really have brought back the old English inn, or alehouse is a lovely word for it. So that's why you don't get wine in it. And contrasting it with this sort of neon light atrocity. So a beautiful picture of the inn that he once knew. He seems to be romanticising it now. Beautiful picture here. A knobbly pear tree grew against the wall, keeping it up basically, for fear the place would fall. You've got a knobbly pear tree there, so that's nice. And they've got no regard for beauty. Here we go. Oh, that old pot house isn't there. It isn't worth our while. We've rebuilt the bear in early Georgian style. So they're giving it a fake past. It's not the real old bear. They've rebuilt it. Georgian style is early 1800s. But it's obviously brand new. And anything that was really the past, they've dismissed as an old pothouse and not able to make enough money out of it. And another beautiful picture here, winter jasmine and golden stars, and there was, thatched roof and a stone chimney stack, and lots of different little panes of glass. It's a nice, lovely picture of it, contrasted with their picture of it, red, smart, emerald tiles, neon sign visible for miles. Oh, how ghastly. Sorry, I was doing a posh accent there. That wasn't really me. But obviously the contrast between that and that, the crudely painted sign and the neon sign. So they're claiming to rebuild the past, but they're not at all. And the only light was paraffin. So this is what it really, the cleanliness of it all is the biggest lie, it appears. So lined with washable material, it's hygienic, which is an awful word. Everyone wants to go somewhere clean, actually, don't they? But sanitary makes it sound like a hospital and a little bit bodily, actually. So, and then they say, forget our real past, which he didn't like that much. Or he liked what it looked like rather than the people in it, I suppose. And you can write about the title, the ordinary narrator being bewildered at this, and you can contrast him with the brewers. And you can write about them having a glib voice with their very easy rhyme and rhythm if you want. And the contrast between his real memories and their created memories. And there's a bit of an exaggeration what they've done, and he's ridiculing them and quoting everything they've said. Goodbye.